Okay, you're recording.
Yes, back at it. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm well. So how long has it's been on 2 months since we've met here?
I know. Well, thank you for doing this again with me.
Oh, you're welcome. I'm
I
here for
appreciate it.
yeah, I'm here. You know I'm here. I'm here for any of my girls. Don't tell
Four
Gabriel.
of them.
Yeah, don't say Gabriel. My girl. Yeah.
Okay, so the topic for today is marriage.
Hmm.
This is one that the more I'm having conversations with people, the less they think it's important.
Hmm.
Either there's a fear of commitment because of the high rate of divorce, even
Hmm.
in even amongst believers. So I wanted to us to just have a conversation about even your perspective, your opinion, even as a male figure, um, you know, when it comes to marriage, and why do you think it's important?
Oh, that'll just go.
Yeah, why not?
Ooh, Lord. Well, to be, well, you know a lot about my past.
Right.
I have, it's a lot there as a man, being different aspects about my opinion and how I view things, because from being a single male at one point, not um, living the life of a believer and follower of Yeshua Messiah, during that time period of my life, and then being a follower of Yeshua and and the teachings of Torah. Later on in life, then being married, then being a father with daughters. So it's a lot there. It's like different stages of my
Short
life.
time.
Uh-huh.
I'm like within a short time. It's like God just redeemed your time back
Yeah.
to
Yeah. Bang, 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 bang.
back.
Well, I ran for so long because, I was afraid of commitment. Looking back years later, I was in love and loved a lot of women. Ann and I talk about this all the time. And even recently, we had a conversation. I look back at the women that I was in love and love and love with, and that I also cheated on. And then I look at how much I'm in love with her. I could never see myself doing that and hurting her that way. And then the conversation went to, well, they will say there's difference between being in love and in love. And yeah, I had those conversations then. And I was in love with these women. So, and I love my wife now, where I can't see her or you guys look at me in my face if I, had when I had an affair. But so in saying that I ran, I ran like, I was running for marriage like I stole a white woman's purse. Because I was just on the run. Even some of my friends, I'm friends with to this day, I tell you, 20, 25 years ago, they will see me with beautiful women, educated women, sophisticated women of all walks in life, shapes, sizes, and colors, you know. Some like them fat, some like them short. I like them tall, skinny legs and all, from light bright to midnight, you know. But when they want to talk about marriage, and I know I wanted a family, I wanted children. Unfortunately, I never had biological children, but God still blessed me with children. Uh, I ran. I just ran, just ran, just ran. Fear of commitment. Looking back, insecurities, which is a lot of the cheating. There's a lot of insecurities now that
Let
I'm
me
a
ask,
little bit older.
well, question though. So like so those insecurities and fear of commitment came from childhood? Like was there something unresolved or you know, like I'm trying to understanding maybe a lack of was a lack of a father figure, or like what would you say it was like the root of it?
This is where I know God has a sense of humor because he's surrounded by my wife and my daughters who are mental health professions. It's like it's psychoanalyzed and I can deal with stuff. Oh God. Not to stop Anna all the time. Don't do that. But then I circle back around. She's like, I was waiting for you to ask me the
We
question.
can't help it, okay?
Yeah. But I love it because it allowed me to examine myself to even just to say what I just said prior, previously just a minute ago. I don't know. I don't know. But I did see my parents get a divorce, which affected me. When I was a child, I saw the heartache my mom went through, raising three black boys on her own in the 70s and 80s and 90s, 70s primarily. And then, abusive marriages she went through after that, you know. So it was a lot there. But again, the insecurities, and I mean that of, am I good enough? Am I going to
Mm,
you know, be able to take care of this woman, being able to take care of my children, at the same time putting on that persona of, bigger than life, I'm big can, professional boxer, this, that, and the other, and all the ladies love me, putting that fence around me to protect my insecurities is all it was. Having all the women around me was part of my insecurities. You know, all the people around me, the friends around me was just me dodging, you know, um, my fears, not having to deal with those. And I realized, later on, and here's a fact: nobody, nobody gets married to get a divorce.
mm,
But what I found, and I've spoken to a lot of my friends about this and called them out on it, men and women. You knew that man and you knew that woman before you married them. You married them. Well, so what were your intentions? You saw the red flags then, and you ignored them. You know, both of them.
right.
You saw how she was financially, but you wanted to, you know, now she want to leave you because the money gone. I got a lot of friends. We talk about it. Couples we thought was never going to separate and leave until the money was gone. Now they got see, but you knew that going in. So don't come to my door with that foolishness. What was your uh reasoning or your motives for that marriage? Was it for the sex because you were tired of not having sex? You tired of sleeping alone? Be honest with yourself. So when a marriage ends, you can be honest with yourself. It was a you know an
Well,
agreement of some sort.
yeah, I mean, I agree. It's true. But
Yeah,
I also have in conversations, there's also people that tell me like, oh, but you don't really know until you start doing life with them. So like they think they do it backwards where I will live with you to really get to know you and then I'll marry you if you're really
that right there totally undermines marriage. I lived with a woman 4 or 5 years, uh, and I literally bought the property we were living in, and I told her, to keep her on ice. Someone I really love dearly, and I was scared to get married. I even bought her this nice, gorgeous ring I had made, with rubies and diamonds. And my mother said, "Don't give that girl that ring." Why not? She said, "Don't give that girl that ring." That girl was expecting marriage now. Couldn't tell me nothing. And it was like, oh, thank you. You know what I'm saying? It was like a commitment ring, but it was like a slap in her face. But that living together undermines marriage. See, you should know the Bible could tells us that a man is supposed to know his wife. That
Mhm.
Hebrew word, because the Hebrew want mind, da'at is a very intimate a
Right.
knowledge. When we call to da'at, Yahweh, to know God. Things of God, it's intimacy there. Women are commanded to respect men.
Mhm.
Men, men want respect more than anything else. We don't know that's what how God made us, or the reason behind that. Once that respect is gone from your woman, it's
Right.
over. You know what I'm saying? That's once a man just,
Mhm.
if he's any half a man, he gonna walk up and leave. He ain't gonna put his hands on you. He ain't gonna do this and the other. Unfortunately, become violent in life, and those terrible things happen when a man's disrespected. Hey man, it's time to go. She don't respect you no more. And I have friends right now in marriages. Their wives just completely do not respect them at all. And I'm talking about women who call themselves Christian.
And what
You
are they
know,
doing about it?
they're stuck.
Mm.
They're stuck because they can't get a divorce because she has not done those things the Bible declares is acceptable for divorce. You see what I'm saying?
But what
So
about like working through it? Like, is there any hope in, working through? I mean, I know it takes two to walk in agreement, so both needs to be on the same page. But like, is this issue being brought up to her?
let me just go back to that scripture you just quoted because that's a misappropriated scripture for a lot of Christians.
Hmm.
Uh, because that in context has always mean how could you work together unless agree is walking with Father Yah.
Right.
That's why and I want to expound on that for 30 seconds. A lot of people who think that they're Christians and walking with Yah are not. And
Hmm.
God didn't agree with them because they're not agreeing with his word. They don't know his word.
Hmm.
So that being said, you can talk to you blue in the face, but if a woman don't respect you, a woman don't respect you, man. And that's brutal. And when a woman don't respect a man and other men are looking, ain't nothing you can do.
Right.
From the emotional abuse the men get, the physical abuse men get, every other kind of spiritual abuse, and there's nothing you can do because you're a man, and it's brutal. But some people don't want to change. You can't help it. Every situation is different, but this is why you should, in that time period, when one thing I taught Ann and I, because we dated for 4 years before we got married, which had our 7th anniversary.
Did you know though, like
Huh?
way before, like, it usually says that people, it doesn't take that long for them to know.
Oh, we knew early on. We
Okay.
knew early on. I should tell her, I said, I'm not going to marry you, Ann Turpin. You know what I was talking about. But I knew she was wife material. She didn't know what I was saying and what I was hearing. I was like, oh my God, I'm in trouble with this one, man. Because she was speaking to me, to my heart, speaking to my mind, spiritually, not to me, but just in conversation. I'm like, oh my God, she gets it, you know. But we didn't, she wanted to make sure I was the guy who I said I was. See, and I wanted to make sure she was who she said she was. See, you know, because I've been hurt by a lot of stray kitty cats I just don't talk about. Women say men are dogs, but I don't want to talk about the stray kitty cats. You know what I'm saying?
All right.
So, uh, so I had to keep my eye out, waiting for the shoe to drop. But we're on 11 years we've been together, or decades gone just that quick. And we're still growing together because we had an understanding. We had those conversations that needed to be had.
Mhm.
Finances, God, sex, you name it. Those conversations need to be had.
Yes, they need to
Let's be a
happen.
if you're gonna be an adult, be an adult, you
Right.
know. Okay. I need to know how you view things and see things. See, one of the things that need to be asked, everybody always talk about, oh yeah, you gotta have a healthy relationship. Well, what does that mean? It's
Hmm.
a healthy love.
Hmm.
What do I mean by healthy love? My idea of love may not be your idea of love.
Hmm.
See, I know women. I have known women. If I'm not smacking them upside the head and calling them a hoes and tramps and everything else under the sun, that ain't love to them. Why? Because that's what they know love is to be. See, because they saw their mother get slapped around and beat up. They saw their grandmother get slapped around and beat up. They see that cyclical, it's cycle. So, I'm coming talking sweet things, and you don't think I love you because I'm not ready to drag you out in the street and smack you upside and get in a hard fight with you. See, so those conversations need to be had. What is the idea? What is your idea of love? A man need to ask a woman that, and a woman need to ask a man that. Because a man has emotions too. What do you guys bring me on my birthday? So that everybody knows I love flowers. Why? Because I make clear what my idea of love is. I don't need anything. I have roof over my head. I have um my children are healthy. I'm healthy. I got a wife to look, you know what I'm saying? I eat, I got a car. So I don't need the people buy me gifts. But people know I love flowers. What did Gabe bring me for Hanukkah, I think it was? Flowers. See, a lot of people know I love flowers. Bring me some I like. See, that's my idea of love. People know I like to spend time. I'm always squeezing y'all and hugging y'all and kissing y'all. See, so men and women need. And I've said this to men. I say, have you ever asked your wife, your girlfriend, different men I talk to, what their idea look? Oh no, man, I know. I said, see, you don't know, I know anything. I ain't gonna say what I really say because I'm on record, but with men, they get a little rough.
Right, right.
That's for man to be man. And that's our problem. It can't tell us nothing.
Mm,
You need to go home and ask that woman what her idea of love is and be prepared what she's going to say. That's no biblically, the Bible tells us to know, do you really know her? Do you ask her these questions? My wife get tired of me rolling, hey honey, what you want? She look at me because things are in my mind. I need to know this woman because my granddad once told me, son, you can't never outthink a woman. He goes, while you sleeping, that woman is thinking. So you better be.
facts. It's like an ongoing, it's nonstop.
So I gotta make sure, honey. I don't want to wake up in no frying pan in my face because make sure she okay. So it's those intimate things, and women should ask the same thing. If you plan on marrying this man, I don't care if you're not marrying, man, don't waste your time. If you don't think your relationship is going somewhere, time is the most precious commodity you have.
Yes. I think that's where, I don't know, like even I can even speak from my own experience. Even when it comes to relationship, there has to be a purpose.
Hmm.
Marriage, what's the purpose of this? Like not even just getting in, like you were saying earlier, in a relationship because you feel lonely or you're desperate, or you probably have insecurities that you need to be working on yourself
For
and
sure.
trying to fulfill that by entering into a relationship, because
For
your
sure.
validation, after all, does not come from other people. And now we know, because we walk with the Lord, it comes from Him,
Hmm.
right? So even when it comes to marriage, it's very important, for God. We know that covenant is essential when it comes to our relationship with Him and in the natural as well. So it shouldn't be just, oh, just for a
Well,
moment, and it's
let's talk
yeah,
about that for a second. If you don't know the person that created love, if
right.
you if you don't know the person that created the idea of a covenant, see, how can you understand the idea of loving another human being the way? Because you don't even know, you haven't even consulted the person who created you. You haven't
Mm,
consulted the person who created your emotions. You haven't consulted if you really love him, that person, what his idea of love is, and let him train you up a little bit so you can love your wife. See, once you learn to love the Lord and know that he loves you and you have that intimate
mm,
relationship, now you can love your wife the way she's supposed to be loved. Now you can love your children the way she's supposed to be loved. Now you can love your friends the way they're supposed to be loved because now he's loving through you. You see what I'm
right.
saying? Because you can't love perfectly, but I know a man that can love perfectly. And I can say, Lord, I need you to help me love my wife the way she's supposed to be loved because I'm imperfect. You are perfect, and you can love her through me the way she needs to be
Mhm.
loved. I feel a sermon coming.
Yeah,
So,
it's like but it's true. The first two commandments: love God with all
stay
your
with
heart, soul, and mind.
and that's what we need to stop right there. Before
Right.
you get to the other nine, you know what I'm saying? Let's stop right there. Have you done that? See,
Mm,
so when you learn what love is through him, and I'm talking about an intimate personal relationship, which first you got to understand his word,
mhm,
get to know him. You're gonna know his character in the first five books of the Bible. That don't change. Get to know how he is. And you know him experientially. Not because a man or a woman is standing in the pulpit telling you, you walking this out and you got the Bible there as your safety net. See, it's not about preacher talking about their experience and what they think of it. No, there's a line up with this word here and what you're experiencing with God, and his word backs up that experience is correct. See, now you can start your work on yourself. Because if you don't love yourself, I had to circle back around to what
Right.
I started off with my insecurities.
Right. You have to.
I didn't love myself. You
And then
can't
that's how you allow all their that's how you allow toxicity,
mm,
disrespect, and yeah,
cocaine,
you tolerate
ecstasy,
certain unhealthy patterns in your life.
all the drugs,
Right.
except marijuana. I didn't like marijuana. But because I was trying to fill that void, see, that emptiness that only God can fill. That's not a cliche. You know, he's
Mhm.
sitting right there on me. I'm trying to silence his voice because I don't want to preach his word. I'm not, don't want to answer the call, and he's showing me visions and signs of little boy and all this kind of stuff. I know my calling on this earth and I don't want to hear it. So how much we got any more cocaine? I'm trying to, how much we got any more liquor? I went to turn the music up. How many women we got tonight? Because I was trying to silence it. But I also didn't love myself. That's the
No.
truth. If I loved myself, I wouldn't have been doing what I was doing to myself.
Okay,
You know
so
what
how about this one where men think that some men can't say all of them
I'm
think that, oh, but it's okay to explore. It's okay to have
saying?
multiple
Well,
women.
all men think that. All men think that. All men think that. I ain't
How
gonna
is
give
that
a
detrimental to you though? Like now you looking back, how was that like
because
detrimental to you?
I was told, and these are societal norms. 18 years old, 17 years old. A man can sleep with a million women. He's just sowing his seeds. A woman sleep with a million men, and she's a hoe. So that's just societal norms.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
who
It's
cares if
true.
it's societal norms? And it's the wickedness of Western civilization. Let's break it down. You want to get down to the get down. It's the wickedness of Western society and civilization, not going by that African book there.
Mm.
We're gonna do what we want to do. We'll do it, make us feel good. Do as thou wilt, which is Satanism in itself. No, I know I got even when Gabriel, 30, 31 years old. He knows what I think, and when I think talk about, you don't be bringing no girl over here now, and mess around on a woman's heart.
Mm.
He's 31-year-old man, but I'm not playing the radio with him. I have because you guys know I have a standard.
Yes.
Period. I have two grandsons or I got a grandson, another grandson being born, and a granddaughter getting ready to be born. They will get the same business. Don't bring no foolishness around here. You better keep it in the pants because you mess around here. I may cut it off myself. You're not bringing no illegitimate babies around here, breaking up, messing up some other girl's life because you want to be foolish. I didn't do it. You ain't gonna do it. Period. You see my point? And no, because I'm gonna try to throw this out there without saying certain things. I get a phone call, so and so needs you to call because his dad and his uncle, so and so's brother, oh, they need to take him to a strip club when he comes back down to South Florida so he can, get his cherry popped and this, that, and the other. Meanwhile, this young gentleman is doing very well in college and he loves living for the Lord, and they make fun of him because he wants to serve the Lord, you know. And he looks up to me because of just Uncle Ken's gonna be is that real rough raw preacher that's gonna tell him the truth and how to live life as a man, and not like a cowardly Christian and not like a sinful man, but be a man of God, So but you have people out there saying, "Oh, sow your seed," and hire a hooker and all this kind of stuff. But that's the world we live in. And it doesn't change. It's the same
Yeah.
circus, different clowns. It was going on before I got here in 1973, and it's going to be going on, Lord Terry, and I'm gone. But it's about talking to your children,
Yeah.
being real, being honest about your mistakes. I
Mm-hmm.
get mad and frustrated, and you guys get all quiet when I start screaming and yelling and get pissed off because I want the best from you, for you, and I don't want to see you guys make the same mistakes that I made.
Right.
That's my prayer all the time when I pray. You know,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
that my sins and the things I did in my past don't trickle down in my house. So when I be in prayer and making sure my past sins are covered, and and making sure that I talk to you guys about things, so you can't say nobody didn't tell me.
Mm-hmm.
See, I watched people older than me with kids, and they play that role like everything hunky dory, and they never tell their grown children. I don't care how old you are, you still a child. I don't care how old you get, you still a child. As my grandparents said to my mother and my aunts before they got ready to knock them upside the head, and they grown. You're still a child in my house. See, stay in your
Right.
place. So when
Right.
you have folks who sit around and everything hunky dory, don't ever want to talk about nothing, don't ever want, it's just weakness. It's weak. They'll go for, but they'll run to church now and sit there like they got all the Jesus they want, but they want to talk to their kids about the reality of life. And then their kids go out and make the same doggone mistakes. See,
Mm-hmm.
it's just like a lot of people get married because they're supposed to go to work, go to school, go to college, get a career, get married, have children, and live this American nightmare.
Yeah, no. I mean,
See,
I will say you first need to know who you are. You first need to find your purpose and walk in your purpose. I mean, that's what Adam did when he walked with God,
yeah, well, God gave Adam, he gave him a job,
right?
he gave him a house.
Mm-hmm.
See, and then he gave him his word. Yeah, he gave him those two things. Then he didn't have to go looking.
Mm-mm.
Because Eve was already inside of him. Oh Lord. See, when God made Adam, he had already made Eve. But Adam wasn't aware of what was inside of him. That was going to be not his helpmeet, but his etzer conegdo, that warrior queen next to him to help him be the man he's supposed to be. That's why he
Yeah.
said, God, what about this woman you gave me? This is my warrior because she can see things that I can't see. She understands things that I don't understand. See, she's supposed to come against me when I come against your word, come in a step outside of your word. You see, and
Right.
and then again, when I say it,
Accountability. It's accountability partner.
yeah, it's accountability. Your wife is there,
Yeah.
but it's a reason why patriarchal white supremacy Christianity don't teach that.
Mm.
The
Why?
show the chauvinism of huh?
I'm like, why?
Race racism, sexism, ageism, all that are started from one group of people.
Yeah.
Period. It's weakness. It's weakness. And they take in religion and they play with it all they want to. Call it
Mm-hmm.
what it is. And they don't tell the truth to try to hold control. But God's in control. And exactly at the end of this day, the last hour that we're in the end of time, he's in control. That's why he straightened everything out. And he wants some people that don't speak truth to power. And people don't like it, they've exposed themselves to be liars. And God don't have no part with them at all. So, whether it comes to Christians or not. And they don't want, that's why they have always oppressed women. I told my wife the other day, and I said openly, Black women should have never been a part of the feminist movement because it was us in Africa that had the first female kings. It was us in Africa that had the first female generals. We never had a problem with strong women, never in our lives. It's other folks that did and still do oppress women and oppress people that they compress because of the weakness. That's just the truth of the matter is, and everybody who's honest can see that. But it's a reason why women are not taught that in Christianity. That's why I'm not a Christian. When that's not the reason. That's a lot of the reason, the lies of it all. You
Right.
know,
Religion. That's religion, and God is not
it's
God of religion.
religion. Teach women who they really are. Teach women the strength. But you can't do
Mm-hmm.
that if you don't go back and read Hebrew and understand the African language and the African culture it was written in. These are strong women. See,
Mm-hmm.
that's why you see these old docile women that won't say nothing because they were taught that way because their daddy taught them to be that way and their husbands want them to be that way. No, no, see, you can't be with me. I'm a
That's why
strong.
even today in society, they think that submission is a weakness. They look at submission as you're controlling me, like the
Mm,
man is controlling them.
mm, no,
That's how, instead of looking at it as him being the head of the household,
that's right.
and like you also having a voice, but your role is just different.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
I'm the head, but my wife turns my neck.
Thank you. Hopefully that's a knowledge somebody can understand.
If I'm the head and I'm hard headed, I don't want to deal with what I got to deal with to get me
She
to
needs
change
to,
my mind.
she'd be like
You
moving that. Okay, let's go.
but I'll be foolish. I'll be foolish to have married this woman if I didn't respect her and her opinion and her strength, her knowledge, her wisdom, and her understanding. I will be the fool. After examining this woman for 4 years and say, okay, I can go down the middle of the road with this one right here to the rest of my life.
Mm,
You see what I'm saying? I'll be the
right.
fool. Even though I'm the head, everything falls on my shoulders. Everything falls on me at the end of the day. But I'll be a fool if I listen to my woman. See, then again, that's growing and learning my security is who I am as a man. I don't need to say I'm a man. People know I'm a man when I walk through the door. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you don't have to like what's
People
the
know I'm an
word?
alpha.
Like
He knows I'm an alpha. People know I'm an alpha. I'm walk through the door, and the betas hate it. The beta males I'm referring to hate it when they see me coming because I don't play the radio. I had to
mm-mm.
learn that, learn who I was over time. I always know it's an alpha, but just being and I only hang on alphas, to be honest with you. But just learning myself through God, learning to love myself. That's got
Right.
to be the first
Mm,
place for any man or any woman. Oh, I love myself. No, you don't. I could talk to you in 5 minutes and tell you what have you done to uh, work through your pain,
right.
going back to your childhood. But you love
Mm,
yourself. You taking care of yourself mentally. If so, how? You take care of yourself spiritually. If so, how? You taking care of yourself educationally. If so, how? You take care of your physically. If so, how? What
and
do you
also
bring?
like you said earlier too, the foolishness that you probably have in your life going on that you shouldn't even be accepting, but you only accept because that's how you yourself as less. You know what I mean? Like you don't have a high standard of yourself.
That's right. And you
Because
accept
if you
100%.
right,
And you accept a lot of foolishness.
right.
No, and you guys know, don't bring no foolishness to my door because I'm gonna give you the business. Because I have a standard. Whereas before, before I went on that pattern, that path, excuse me, of like, setting up boundaries, and this is in my 20s, but I had to
Mm,
start with me. I wasn't, so many men want to, and people want to change everything around them and don't want to change themselves. They'll pretend now, they'll pretend real good. And you sit and watch 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, and I'm watching, and as you know, I'll call you out. Where's your growth? Where you at? Because I'm literally watching you, just like you watching me. This
mhm.
would be a song in the 80s. Watching you, watching me. But it was but it's the truth. Where is your growth? You should have some type of growth,
Yeah.
manageable growth that you
Yeah.
can see mentally, spiritually, whatever
Mhm.
it is. Where is it? What are you doing? Life is about growth, and life is one of my life mottos. Life is about growth and development. How are you growing? How are you developing? Are you just dying and stagnant? If so, I don't want to be around you. I just don't. You're death. You're death to me. If you don't care if you're Christian or not, call yourself Christian, I don't mean nothing. You're just death, family or not. You're not growing. You're not developing. You're just existing.
Mm.
That cockroach is existing.
And
That plant
sometimes,
is,
it's like sometimes people pull you down with them too.
that's why
Um,
you got to have a standard. If that person is not, no, that person that is not happening. That just is not happening. You know, you have to have that standard. No, I'm not going to tolerate this, and I have this in my life, and it's okay to get people out of your life, but that's another conversation for a different time.
no, no, no.
Marriage. But if firstly, before you even get to marriage, people need to examine themselves.
Amen.
Examine, do you love yourself? Because if you don't love yourself and this foolish world idea of love, and you're going by these standards, you're gonna be lost.
So
No,
what's the benefit of, you coming from as a married man? What would be the benefit? Like, what's the benefit of marriage to you? Like, what do you, now that you're experiencing marriage, you're in the marriage, how do you see it benefiting to you?
they tell me I'm gonna live longer because I'm married.
That's statistics. That's actually
I
statistics.
know. I know. Even though sometimes I think she tried to kill me. But anyway, the, the benefits of marriage. One of the benefits is, and my wife taught me this. And she teaches me a lot, praise God. And one of the benefits of marriage is not meant to make you happy, it's to make you holy.
Holy. Mm-hmm.
And whatever you
Shapes you.
when she bumps into you or he bumps into you, whatever comes out of you, that's what's in you.
Mm, 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 mm.
See, now we're gonna find out. You're talking about folks want to get to know, they don't know beforehand, they want to just get nothing. See, because it ain't real until you're married and you're paying bills. Can I tell you that?
Very embarrassing.
But you can't go nowhere now, Jack. You can't break that lease now.
But
See,
it's true. Like, I think about the fellowship, like even when we have the fellowship,
mhm.
part of discipleship is doing life together.
that's
And
that's what that's what fellowship is.
yes, so even in marriage, that part reflects, and you see this person every single day. So
Every day.
you are being refined. Your character is being refined, and that's the purpose of it too, because you're
Mhm.
supposed to reflect who? Yeshua.
That's right. That's right. Because marriage, wow, man, it's just a lot. Like, friends, it's just so much. Because for the first
Mm.
2 or 3 years, I would sit and look at our wedding pictures. Like, I would come home and I'd just be staring at them. She'd walk home. She was like, "What's wrong?" I was like, "I can't believe I'm married." Like, I was actually there. Is that really me or these photoshopped, Because I feel like I was in a parallel universe from my previous life to now, married with children and pastoring and having people that love me and I love them. And real, now I just so many things I want to say I will go into, but um, you know, just when you got I feel like I want to sing an old blues song, but when you got a woman, man, that I can't I hold in the middle of the night.
Mhm.
you know I can't go to bed without holding her. She gets up, I can't sleep. She gets up to go. If I think
Aw.
I'm sleeping in late, my day is done because my sleep is over. I can't sleep without her. She better not leave without giving me my sugar, giving me a kiss. There's days that go, she be busy at work, I'll be busy at work, and I gotta call her just to hear her voice, even though I may see her in 2 more hours when I get off of work, but I'm just missing her, you know, and it's just she truly becomes a part of me. That's why when God brings two together, I
Amen.
didn't say no. When
Let
you
no man separate.
now see now when God see brings two together, not when you decided to get together. And that's what people miss. God didn't bring you together. You brought yourselves together.
So you
Now,
think so? You will say there's a lot of people married with the wrong person that
yeah,
married.
oh, 100%.
Mm.
But they're the right person now because you married them. You're gonna be divorced. Say that ain't my husband. Oh yeah, it is because you said I do. I saw you.
Mm.
That ain't my wife. Oh yes, it is because you married her now. Don't want to
Right.
go with somebody else now. Nah, 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 nah. See, your tail when they jumped out there and got married. Now you're secretly getting emotionally, physically, and spiritually abused. That's your business. That's your business because you went out there and did that. Did nobody tell you to do that? I watched my wife for 4 years. She watched me for 4 years. See, and then no misunderstanding when I realized that I couldn't live one day without her.
Mm.
See, and then when I said, because God brought us together,
Right.
when I said I do, she became a part of me, and I became a part of her. Now, the idea of me being separated from her, the idea of it breaks my heart. Let alone the actual action of it all.
I was thinking, like, even when you said like God brought both of you together, um, I guess when because I'm thinking like for some people, like, I mean, what can you even say and tell them like advice wise, like when to know like, okay, this is God confirming to me that this is a person, because sometimes we know that sometimes it can be the idol of your own heart speaking to you.
Then that's a
And,
lot of times it is, because let's take it to the primal state. You know, many years ago, the women wanted the head of the clan because he can go out and hunt, the hunter-gatherer, and bring back the bacon, bring back the food. It's the same thing now. Women want the man who got the nice car, nice house, who can take care of me and raise my children. Your motives are all simply wrong.
right, the
See,
focus, where the focus is.
where's the focus? See what I'm saying? Then you get in a divorce down the road. Now you got 3 kids, you're gonna ruin their lives. Because now they coming from a broken home because of you. See, because you saw that man and you knew you had it should be a song, just say never trust a pretty butt and a smile. And you knew that's what you had, and he wanted to marry it, and that was that agreement.
You're so
See?
funny. I've never heard of that song.
Uh,
That's an old school. That's probably way
yeah.
past my
I think I
days.
think I think it was I know I think it was Boys and Men who made it
Oh,
back
Boys
in
to
the day.
Men. I know them.
Yeah. Or Bell Biv DeVoe, something like that, BDD. But that's it. And that's all you got. That's all you had to offer. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? You had no depth to you. You talk to people, they have no depth. They can't talk about surface things, you know.
I will say sometimes you settle for what you are in a way. You know how people say, okay, you attract what you are. Well, what I think is what you allow, like what you give access to. For instance, like let's say if you're the type of person to be superficial and whatnot, then that's probably the type of person
That's what
that
you're
you're
gonna
gonna
attract.
you're
Yeah, you're
gonna
gonna attract.
right, and you're gonna entertain.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? Because all sorts of people can come your way, but it's whether or not you give access to them, and if they have access to you. So
And here's a rule of thumb with that. Here's a rule of thumb with that. I never want you to forget this. Write down everything that you want
mm.
in a husband. Everything you want in a husband.
But what about the counterfeits?
No, 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 no. Wait, watch this one. Watch this. Write down everything you want a man to be, a husband to be. I'm not gonna say a man, a husband to be.
Right.
Then you become that.
It's
Make
funny that
sure,
you say that. I heard a
make
video about
sure, make sure you're that. See,
mm,
before you outside, I want this and this and that and the other. Make sure you are that. See, and then guess what you're gonna attract? Who
that.
you are.
But it
You see
makes
what
me
I'm
think
saying?
also about just Adam and Eve. God made him like she came out of his rib, like his side.
Mhm.
So she was his equal. It like you would say he named her, he said woman. a man with a womb, right?
Man with the womb.
Mm.
Man with the womb.
So they only like they complemented each other.
That's right. That's right. Kava. She's Kava. She's the mother of all living things. Kava. You know. And she came right. Adam didn't have to go look for her. See, there's a spiritual and a natural thing there, teaching there. Adam didn't have to go looking for her. When he had himself together, there she was. You see what I'm saying? I had plenty of women in my past. Some still don't even talk to me this day. I try to, get a hold of them, apologize to them, just hurt them so bad, just to say I'm sorry.
So then you say he didn't have to look for her. So then explain where the scripture says that he who finds a wife
Yeah. Well,
finds a
see,
good thing.
yeah, he who finds a wife finds a good thing and finds favor from the Lord.
So
But
he
did
needs
he
to find the wife.
but did he put the is he in order what I said before? I gave you the template. Did he have
Right.
a job?
Yeah.
Does he have a house? Does he know God's word and what's expected of him?
Mm.
Did he take care of himself? And you won't have to look too far. Because that law of attraction gonna be right there. Here she comes.
It's true.
See, because the Bible also says the man, the footsteps of a righteous man are ordered by the Lord.
Mm.
See, so when you righteous with the Lord, and He's ordering your footsteps, you're gonna run right into it. See, this is just the way I lived it. When I was insecure and living a life that I shouldn't be living, excuse me, and all this kind of stuff here. Is it my computer? Let me see my computer. You know, no, you ain't gonna have to look because you should be busy working on yourself.
Mm. And your,
Before
and
you
on
talk
your
about
purpose.
before you gonna talk about being the head of a woman and the head of a family with children. Now you got to run around and have all these illegitimate bastards running around because you didn't take care of your business. That's what God calls them. Let's see how God sees things. See, if we really had the fear of God and respected God, He don't play and I don't either. I have my own brother I don't even talk to. Why? Because he had a bunch of illegitimate kids and we weren't raised that way. So we barely talk to this day. It's an insult. It's embarrassing.
Mm.
See, there's no, because those are lives now that are brought into this world to have to deal with this pain.
No, I
And you don't
agree
know
with you
what they will become.
100%. I mean, I even think about my situation, my story. Um, my mom wasn't even married to
Mm-hmm.
to my to my father, or I don't
Mm-hmm.
even know. And so she had me and my brother out of wedlock,
Mm-hmm.
and then without realizing, that man also had open doors in his life. So like I'm
Mm-hmm.
also here thinking I need to be aware of all those open doors, and I'll pray about all these open doors, and then like all these traumas and things that I experienced myself, because of a generational
Mm-hmm.
pattern, you
Right.
know, a generational pattern that somebody from probably my grandmother or the great grandmother also did the same exact thing, and now it's just passed on and passed on,
Down,
choosing
down.
wrong men that only bring chaos, and now that chaos passes down to your children, and now your children need to deal with your chaos. So
Exactly.
that's just a mess.
Those demonic spirits have rights to you because you keep that going down, down, down. But what you have done, daughter, is one, you have and continue to seek the face of Yah, Father Yah. You work on yourself to make sure those doors are closed. You're aware of them.
Yes.
See, now if you open those doors back up now, that's your fault.
Yeah.
Because
I
you're because
can't blame nobody else but myself.
exactly because you know better. And that's
Right.
where somebody has to say, okay, this is it. This is going to stop. I don't talk to some of my relatives this day, and they think, oh, I'm a snob and this, that, and the other. But I need to protect myself. I need to protect myself mentally. I need to protect myself spiritually and emotionally, and
Mhm.
stop the chaos and foolishness.
Mhm.
See, I got people always trying to jump in my business, even stuff concerning my mom that has disowned me within the last 5 years or whatever it is, 4 or 5 years, for whatever reason she's going through. But guess what I need to do? But there are things about my mother relationship that people don't even know. And guess what I need to do? Stop chaos. And that's what
It's
I need
true.
to do.
Because
Keep
with the ignorant, if you stay ignorant, that's how you perish.
the Bible says, let the ignorant man stay ignorant. The ignorant man stay ignorant. And I refuse to be that person. I guess we're gonna have a part two on this.
Oh yes, 100%. We need
Yeah.
to.
Well, we still haven't get down to the get down yet. But I
I
guess the first part of marriage is before you consider marriage, and I tell any woman she needs to keep herself. Keep you gotta lock it down. Click, click, lock it down.
okay, click.
Well,
You
yeah.
know, it's so true. Self-control, one of the fruits of the spirit.
Mhm.
But like
Yep.
you were saying, if you have these feelings and you want to come outside of your standards, that means that okay, you need to work on something.
That's right. Do you really even have standards? Some people don't even have standards at all. Can I tell you that?
I
Some
agree.
people don't have standards. They pretend they do. They pretend they do, but you watch them. You watch them, hear the conversation or the lack thereof. You find out, oh, they just faking the phone. They don't have standards. They just go on with the flow and try not to step on toes, don't want to shake but they ain't got no standards. See, I'm gonna let you know right quick. Don't see, no, I got standards over here, and I expect everybody around me to have standards. Otherwise, you cannot be in my life. You can't be in my world if you don't have standards, period. Because some people just don't have standards.
Mhm.
How they walk, how they talk, how they carry themselves. People don't have standards, how they claim to be believers in Messiah and don't know the first thing about even reading the doggone Bible. Don't really believe truth. I asked my wife a question a minute ago. I said, how do you have you began to deal with other Caucasians who claim to be Christians that have found out who the true Israelites are, the Negroes in this last an hour, and can't even have that conversation? She said it's disgusting. She goes, it's sad and disgusting. I said, we haven't had this conversation, and I'm waiting just to discuss it with you. She goes, it's disgusting. I know she's going through. See, but those are supposed Christians with standards. Oh, I love your brother. I love you. This and the other. No, 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 no. See, you can't be around me.
Mm.
You're phony. You're a fraud. You're perpetrating a fraud.
Mm.
You know, I had to say that since I'm wearing my old velour from my days back in Queens. You know what I'm saying? You're perpetrating a fraud. You know what I'm saying?
Mm. You know what I'm
But
saying?
I mean, you know, but, but and it's like no standards. You got no standards. Now I see everything you say is a lie. And I would tell any young man, keep it in the pants, man. The worst thing I ever did was lose my virginity.
And that's
That's
what
the worst.
I've said to some. I've said it to an individual that came to me about it and told me, like, a young kid, oh, like they still a virgin, and I said, um, keep it, keep it
I
that way
tell any
until
young man.
somebody worthy comes your life and that you
That's
can
right.
see, okay, this is going to be my wife.
That's right.
Because the worst thing you can do, I'm like, most of us been down that road. We give it away, we can't take it back, and then we have everything else that comes with it, the
Yep.
heartaches. Because even when you're 17 years old, 20, sometimes in your mid 20s, you still don't know who you are. You still finding yourself. You
Yeah,
still learning about yourself.
your frontal cortex isn't even developed to 25 year
Mhm. Right. This is what I found out, like, being in psychology, I found that out.
Yeah. So I'm not responsible for anything I did before the age of 25. Just want to put that on record.
Okay, no. You were aware.
Yeah. So, and that's it. I would tell any young man, I'm telling my grandson, say, son, you got to keep it, man. It's going to get hard. I couldn't wait to touch a woman, man. I was in all this big, when the sisters in the church, used to come up, man, okay, and give me a hug when I was a little boy, sucking my thumb, 4, 5, 6. But I can way back. Ooh, I couldn't wait for Sister So-and-so, Sister Johnson, Sister Lee, come and give me a hug, boy. Oh my God. And I was sitting up there. As long as I can remember, I love women, you know?
Mm,
And I tell them, man, it's gonna be hard. God give us that desire to procreate, to chase
right.
women. That's a
Right.
natural thing. But man, you have,
Mhm.
man, Paul got to a point where he said it's better to marry than to burn. You know,
Mhm.
it was times here, boy, before man and got married. I want to fall asleep on the couch, Mm. You gotta go home. I'm tired. No, you gotta go home. She had to stay strong when I was getting weak now, and vice versa. You know,
But
you know,
this is even good for people to know, like
yeah,
that you're still a man.
100%, 100%. God, when God made me, He knew He was making a man, and ever since been a man for a very long time, 100%. That's I'm serving the God. That's why I can't say I can't, as you know, I can't stand no limp-wristed, weak Christian man, which is the majority of Christianity these days, always has been. That's why a lot of men don't even like going to church quiet as kept. But no, I'm 100% man, man through and through. God made a man, just like my Messiah Yeshua, the African one. You know, it was a man. And that's what
Yeah.
God called us to be, a man of God,
Mm,
not a Christian man. I'm a man. God made me, and I was a man before I knew the Lord. Get my point?
right.
See, and that's just him, and I just allow him to use me as then that's the meekness and being under his control. But God
Mm,
wants to use you who you are, how he created you for his
yeah.
will, his purposes. See, for you to
Yes.
become some phony fake Christian over here, soft talking, weak limped and all this kind of stuff. No, I'm a man through and through, just like I'll whoop you. You step out of line, I'm gonna put these hands on you.
Like I will feel.
And people know that. Yeah, Pastor Ken would put these dum dums on you. I'm a man, you know. You will call Jesus one way or the other when I'm done with your done laying these hands on you. See, but I'm a man, and I ain't gonna be no. Oh well, no, just no, no, no. Then I'm gonna have to go repent if I was in the wrong.
I can't.
If I was in the wrong. You see, but I'm a man, and that's it. And it's like going back to my point. Son, hang in there. Not long as you can. I ain't buying. Don't
Yeah,
you
like
know, don't
don't
give
risk
in.
it. Don't give in for
It's a
something that is
it's a
temporary at
precious
the end of the
it's a
day.
precious thing. It's a precious thing.
Mhm.
It's a precious, 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 precious thing, man. Keep your virginity. Keep it and
Yeah.
save it to that you fall just madly in love with that woman, and maybe she might be a virgin too, and you guys can
Mhm.
have a beautiful, my grandmother was a virgin when she married my granddad. She used to always say, "Your granddaddy's the only man I ever know." Oh my God, grandma, I don't want to hear that. But she meant it to after the day after he died. She wanted to go remarry. That's it. That's what she gave herself, and that's how we really was brought up. You
Mhm.
say that you keep it. We all didn't listen. So it's going back to the funnel. This I guess in this first conversation about this, going back to those fundamental things, learning to love yourself, admitting who you are, admitting your faults, admitting your insecurities, dealing with pain from childhood, dealing with issues and your insecurities and your faults. Be
Mhm.
man and woman enough to take time out
Right.
and deal with that. And stop talking about you love yourself when you haven't done a doggone thing to better yourself. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Now
Not and
you
not to love yourself or think that you should for for
come
the
with that.
validation of other people, but to like hold yourself to that standards because
People
you
come
want to
with
be
that.
a better version of yourself. You want to be one day that person that the Lord may use to bless somebody else
Mhm.
in marriage and in other relationships.
You think about it right now. Your generation ain't playing the radio with phony people.
Hmm.
Your generation ain't playing the radio. That's why these Christians today are out the door with y'all generation. And my parents' generation of Christians out the door. They can see right through it, you know, and
Hmm.
want the real.
I
See,
agree with you on that one.
So
I mean, I don't want to get off topic, but I've had conversation with people that are not even walking with God, and they know more truth than those who are walking with God.
yeah,
So,
right. So me, who've been down every which road, I've been around every corner and around the block several times. Why would I fake the funk and not tell you the real as a man of God and not be real as a man of God? Some people have been so phony so long before they even became a Christian, they don't even know how to be real. And they see Kenny Lumpkins coming or anybody else around me, and they get all nervous. I'm just a real dude. Sorry. I don't sin. There's no sin in my life. I'm living a holy, sanctified life. And I just keep it real. The life is too short. Life is too short. And I just people on their way to they on their way to the grave, being phony, not really loving themselves, ever getting to know themselves, and just being real. You just that you are this, oh, that's just the way I do things, or that's just who I am. Well, that's why you are who you are, and you always get what you got because you always thought what you thought. Because you thought that you weren't you think you better than everybody else to change your ways and to change your mindset. That's
I
why
like
you're
I
stuck.
like what you said, to get to know yourself, like get to know who God created. Like that's what I thought back to, because if He made us in His image,
Hmm.
right?
Hmm.
Us walking with Him, now we are made in His image. So learn about yourself, learn the qualities, the gifts, everything that makes you unique.
That's right. Makes you unique.
Yeah.
You know that about yourself and know that God has made you, and you are important to God, and you are important to his grand schemes if you're in his will, and not to try to be like other people, not to try to do it like other people. Your marriage, which we'll get to this topic maybe another time, your
Mm-hmm.
your marriage may not look like somebody else's marriage, but it
Mm-hmm.
works for you.
Right.
Your wedding day may not look like somebody else's wedding day, but who cares? That was for you and your husband. You see my point? You
Right.
know, your uniqueness and how
Mm-hmm.
you want to do things in your life, not because that's what society says how it's supposed to be and it's supposed to be. And that's what's wrong with one of the things wrong with the world today.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I definitely want us to continue with this topic because I have a lot more ideas and things
Yeah.
that we can talk about regarding marriage and and relationships.
Well,
But
we want to. I told Ian in regards to that. I don't want to say it openly, but the conversation we had, and I spoke with Ian about things. So we want to pray over you together
oh, okay,
about that thing we talked about,
right,
and I explained to her spiritually why, and I'll explain
yeah,
to you later spiritually why and I know you asking me to pray over you, but I want her involved for some of this for spiritual
mm-hmm.
reasons as a mother when we pray.
Mm-hmm.
Pray that particular situation of prayer. But I wanted it tonight, but I forgot we had to do this. So
I mean, we can try for next week.
yeah. So and something else I was. Oh, I want to leave you with this note, and maybe I can remember to repeat this. So when we get in real with God in every aspect of life, especially when we're talking about marriage, and my prayer to the Lord yesterday was, Lord, show me how you see me.
Mm-hmm.
Lord, show me what you think about me. Show me your view of me. See, I want to see myself in your eyes, not what I think, not what I've been programmed to think from religion and politics and America and all this kind of stuff. I want to see how you see me as your son, as your created being, as a child of the Most High, naturally and spiritually. See, show me that. See, so I can want to not just attain that, but walk in that. Why? Because now I'm going to be a better husband. Now I'm going to be a better father. You see the pattern? Now I'm a better pastor. Because now I'm intimate. I'm still getting intimate with the Father and my being.
Mm-hmm.
See, and what He has really sees me view, not how I may see myself, other people. He's the only superstar in my show. I want to see how you see me, how you think of me, how you view me, and then I want to work on being that. We'll
Yeah.
talk about that maybe next time.
Yes. So I love that. And I want to leave also with this one. The truth that has been revealed, right? Do not choose to be deceived, even when you know the truth that has
Mm-hmm.
been revealed to you. So that's something I want to even, for the audience, because like when you come to a lot of awareness, be careful to still not choose to be deceived.
And deception is at an all-time high.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably another topic.
But anyway, thank you. And for those who are watching, please comment below if you have any questions, any feedback, and well, thank you. Like and subscribe.
I love you, daughter.
I love you too. Thank you.
You're welcome. Love you. Talk to you.
Okay, bye.
Bye bye.